What golden nugget of information do you have to share? Monkeys have a very distinct way of wanking off, and yes, they do wank themselves, which, in contrast to normal human male way of forming a tube with their hands, creates a shovel with their hand and cup their genitalia from under, and repeatedly rub it. I don't watch monkeys jack off, I just saw it in a documentary. In the center courtyard of the Pentagon, you don't have to salute superior officers. It's a recreation lunch area and you basically spend the whole time saluting. So it's not required there. Source: my uncle, a Navy corpsman, who currently works at the Pentagon. Stonehenge, the world's most famous henge, isn't actually a henge. A henge is a Neolithic earthworks, oval or circular in shape, sometimes containing wooden or stone structures, and surrounded by a perimeter of a bank with internal ditch. So the famous stones of Stonehenge aren't even a necessary part of a henge, just an optional extra. But more importantly, the bank and ditch at Stonehenge are the wrong way round to make it an official henge. So Stonehenge isn't a henge. However, the earliest recorded use of the word henge is in reference to Stonehenge. So non-henge, Stonehenge, despite not being a henge, is the thing all other henges are named after. If you don't have a toilet plunger and you've clogged it up, pour in a bit of dish soap and some hot water. The hotter the better. Let stand for 15 minutes and flush. Learned this when immediately upon arriving at our hotel, my 8-year-old clogged up our toilet and I googled. Found this gem, realized I'd packed a tiny travel bottle of dish soap, warmed water up in the microwave, and lo and behold, it worked. I still use it sometimes at home when I don't wanna be grossed out by plunging. Yes, my child has a tendency to clog toilets, so there ya go. If your older parents/grandparents are suddenly acting strange, get them checked for a UT. In older people, UTIs can cause a psychotic or delusional episode. Even though you have a VPN, it doesn't necessarily keep you hidden. If skilled people wanted to find you, there are many things that can leak your IP that you have to isolate and fix, such as IPv6 leaks, DNS leaks, and WebRTC leaks. Also, every ad you add to your browser, it gives you a unique fingerprint that can lead back to you. You're not as secure as you think. Artillery was responsible for over 70% of combat casualties in both world wars. A moose can run 40 miles per hour through 6-foot deep snow. Foreign garment to be labeled "Made in USA", the process only needs to be started and finished in America. In the case of a certain ladies' underwear line, the material is cut in USA, shipped overseas for assembly, then shipped back to America, where a seamstress sews a "Made in USA" tag on the item. Source/underwear factory worker. Iron can make your poop color turn black. Airline ops guy here. If you check in a bag at an airport with an hour or less before departure, it has a 50/50 shot of making it on the plane. Just like that saline, bag security can back up too. I regularly see 30+ minute in screening statuses on bags. Then, it may be pulled for a hand screening and search. This is random and SA doesn't care when the flight leaves. So now we are at about 25 minutes to departure and your bag has only just now entered the sort system. It will take another 5 to 10 minutes to sort out to the person who loads carts with bags. Here, the problem is that there may be 7 to 10 other flights coming off of the same conveyor belt. They have to see your bag's tag out of maybe 50 other bags. So let's assume another 5 minutes. Your flight's bag cart was delivered plane side at an hour before departure. It is now 15 minutes to departure. The bag room has seen your bag and has it on the back of a tug racing to the plane 7 minutes before departure. The baggage compartments are closed and total weights are being submitted. Your bag has missed the airplane. TL. Doctor, please check in more than an hour before your flight if checking a bag, or else it might not make it on the plane. 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to move to the back of the bus, a 15-year-old called Claudette Carlvin refused to give up her seat. 2 police officers arrested her. Carlvin says that civil rights leaders didn't think a teen, especially one with a very dark complexion, would be a good poster child for their movement. Speaking of golden nuggets of information to share, goldfish lose their color if they are kept in dim light or are placed in a body of running water, such as a stream. I work front desk at a hotel. I've seen this before, so I hope it's new to someone. Don't use sites like Expedia etc. If you book directly with the hotel, you can always call to make changes. If you need to cancel, you can avoid the 24-hour window fee by changing your reservation to a few days later. Then call back the next day to cancel. Third-party booking sites are not easy to change info. We cannot change the rate. If something needs to be fixed and you are looked down upon, and get whatever basic rooms are available. Not by me personally, but everyone around me. Never pour water into any acid, because it will splash out acid at 600 plus kelvins, 300 degrees Celsius. If you have to mix water and acid, always put water first then acid. This is because the reaction of acid dissolution is exothermic, meaning it will create a big quantity of heat, thus the splashing. But if you put a drop of acid in water, the reaction won't heat enough to splash. Write down the unsettled memories that upset you. It will be a difficult and overwhelming process, but it will be helpful in the long term. Unresolved memories may very well be due to genuine problems, but because the memories aren't usually confronted, they hover like an indistinct cloud of causes and possibilities, which makes the problems seem way more daunting than they are. It's this hazy mess that gets shredded when you subject your memories to rigorous thinking, which is what happens when you write. You may still be left with a problem, but it would be a problem with a boundary, and bounded problems don't bother us as much as unbounded ones. Think of a monster. That can be 100 monsters of 100 kinds at the same time versus a single well-defined monster. In ancient Hawaiian culture, women were not allowed to eat meat. The practical reason for this is because there were not a lot of animals on the islands to feed everyone, some wild dogs or boar. But it worked its way into the religious kapu system, which was held to very strictly. If a woman was caught eating meat, she had to be killed. If it was a young girl, they would just pluck out an eye. Edit. Okay, one more. When the king died, the people were expected to show sadness at his death by knocking out some teeth. And if someone didn't knock some of their own teeth, others would do it for them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or else you will have eternal bad luck.